I have helped so many people move to Northwest Arkansas. So today we're covering some of the best 2024 relevant tips about how to move from your state directly to Northwest Arkansas and some other things you probably aren't necessarily aware of. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually reloaded from Chicago back in 2020, and I looked all across America where to move to. I was looking for the best place to live in America. I went to Chattanooga, I went to Boise, I went to Colorado, Golden, Boulder, Phoenix, Texas, all the different places you're probably looking to move right now, and I chose Northwest Arkansas. And it is by far the best place to live in America, by far. So if you ever want to talk about why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, definitely call me, email me, text me, and we can talk about all the reasons why I chose here versus anywhere else in America. But without further ado, let's jump right into the content. All right, and the first tip we need to cover when it comes to moving to Northwest Arkansas in 2024, and I want to spend a little bit of time here because it'll be a little bit dicey and you'll see why in a second, but I'm really going to encourage you to sell as many things as possible. Now, I completely want to put a caveat there. There are obviously heirlooms, there's things, etc., that you want to bring with you to obviously Northwest Arkansas as part of the family, part of the whole thing. It's your stuff. I get that. Not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is that a lot of times what people end up doing is they've designed their house in Arizona, in California, in Colorado, in Boise, whatever the case is, wherever you're coming from, Chicago, wherever you're coming from, and then you are obviously, when you picked out your furniture, you picked a lot of things out there, they kind of stuck with the home in that area. I've had a lot of people bring their furniture with them to their homes here, and they oftentimes don't match, not because of, obvious things, but like, the couch doesn't work with the paint, and so do you paint? Do you do new floors? You're bringing this, you're bringing that, and a lot of times you're just kind of piecemealing stuff together. Now, of course, if money is tight and you can't obviously get the money back, etc. So that's totally on you. I'm not even talking about money. I'm just saying sometimes the cost of hauling things down here, storing it sometimes, moving it in, and then on top of that, rearranging it, etc., and then realizing, oh wait, the actual couch doesn't work with the paint, the flooring doesn't work with here, and you get what I'm saying. So a lot of times what my clients happen is that they move stuff in, then they realize, oh wait, things don't actually match up, because it's hard to picture all things together. Of course, we were aware of that, but a lot of times you just want to they end up obviously selling their stuff or putting that, giving it to a friend, or selling for this or selling for that, and then getting new furniture. So keep that in mind. If you are moving here, just be aware that you will probably end up selling a lot of things as you bring it in and put in your house, because it doesn't match or work with the house style that you've purchased here. Now, again, like you could argue and say, like, do you want to buy a house so you can use your furniture? Probably not, obviously. So keep that in mind. Is like, as you're moving here, you might want to sell some things to keep your costs a little bit low and just rebuy them when you get here to match the house of purchasing that you do right here. And the second tip I have for actually moving from your state to Northwest Arkansas in 2024, especially when it comes to affordability, one of the more affordable ways to moving from your state to here, this isn't to do with Northwest Arkansas, this is just a general tip in general, is the fact that you want to rent your own truck. First off, that makes sense. And then, so you want to rent your own vehicle. The second thing is that you want to hire help in your local city, to load you up, obviously furniture and everything inside the actual vehicle, the truck, the large truck, evidently. And then you want to drive it, sounds shocking, across wherever you're coming from to Northwest Arkansas, hire help here to unload it and put it in the house. This will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, obviously, because I've had a lot of people quote saying that they're going to load stuff in the house, drive it across America, unload it, and then they honestly fly back or something like that. Sometimes movers in certain states, or certain good movers, I would say, they kind of subcontract out someone here, and then they kind of subcontractor driver, so it gets even, they can save some money there. But realistically, if you can drive the vehicle or have a uncle drive a vehicle across America, everyone has that family member who just loves driving. Doesn't matter what time it is. It could be, you could say, we're gonna drive for 16 hours, 24 hours, not a problem. And they're like, sign me up, give me a Monster, give me a Red Bull, give me a pot of coffee, we're going. There's always that person in the family, and you know who I'm talking about. Anyways, find that person, entice them to drive across America, and then we can hire movers here to help you get obviously unloaded from here into the house. So it saves a lot of money and a lot of headache, honestly. And before we jump on to the next point, I made something for you. I made something called 3-day itineraries. It sounds exactly what they are. It's literally 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're coming down here to check out the area. Maybe you're coming down here for vacation. Maybe you're coming down here to move here permanently. Let me know, of course. I made 3-day itineraries. So basically it plans out all the activities you want to do in Northwest Arkansas by 3 days. So maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is. I have a 3-day itinerary linked down below for you. So go ahead and download them and use them when you get down here. Also, I also made something called Instant Home Updates. That also sounds exactly what it is, little instant home updates. So maybe you're moving to the area and using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. Sounds exactly what it is. It's loading Instant Home Updates. So enter your information below: name, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms. Where do you want to move to Northwest Arkansas? Let me know with all the information below. I'll make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, lastly, if you do want to stay atop of what's going on in Northwest Arkansas, if you want to be aware of all the cool things happening here, what's going on in downtown Bentonville, what's going on in Fayetteville, what new businesses are moving here, all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas, I send a weekly email just kind of talking about all those cool things. So enter your information below, your email, just your name and email, and I'll make sure you get that email every single Friday. But I just want to give you a little forewarning, a little heads up there. You will get a little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, so to speak. But I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And the third tip I have to moving to Northwest Arkansas from your home state in 2024 is the fact that, and this goes beyond just California, but this is specific to California, is you want to start looking, if trucks become very expensive, which they can be from time to time, U-Haul, Enterprise, etc., those larger, obviously, vehicles, trucks, look on areas that are not as many people moving out of the area. The way that it works is that anytime that a area is a faster leaving area than faster coming in, aka Los Angeles, aka San Fran, aka Phoenix, aka Boulder and Golden area, and Denver. Sometimes it's way more affordable to just drive an hour or two outside of the city, rent a truck from there, and then that's sometimes way cheaper. I've had a lot of people that have been looking for moving out to Phoenix and Dallas, and sometimes they can go to like San Antonio and other like basically side cities and get vehicles that way and rent them and bring them to Dallas, like spend an hour there or 2 hours out, 2 hours back. It saves thousands of dollars sometimes, especially when it comes to from LA to Las Vegas, is that thousands of dollars are saved if you are moving from that area, if you want to drive your own truck. So keep that in mind, is that if you're looking at your local big city, look outside of it an hour, 2 or 3, and sometimes you can save thousands of dollars by truck rental by going outside the city and then driving it back versus just staying right inside the city itself. And the fourth best moving tip to Northwest Arkansas from your home area in 2024 is let me know when you're coming into town. That is incredibly crucial, and not because I want to help you move here. That's probably the main thing. But I work with so many short-term rentals, both Airbnb and VRBO, and people that just own investment properties that want to have their home rented out. Now the reason I say that is because oftentimes they're fully furnished. The nice thing is that when you come into town, or you plan to come into town, you don't often want to sign a 1-year lease, because realistically it's kind of a waste of money, honestly, and you don't necessarily need a year in Northwest Arkansas to determine where you want to live. I often recommend 3 to sometimes 6 months short-term rental, furnished. You come into town, you hang out there, we start looking for homes, and then within 3 to 6 months you're probably finding your perfect location. So very common around here. The reason I say this for a moving tip is that a lot of times they'll obviously, rentals will encourage you to sign for 1 year, and then you're back at it again, and then it's a whole process. So, and then you're kind of doing the same thing again next year. Of course, we're aware of that, but a lot of times you're going to be house hunting along the way the whole time. And I've had so many people break their leases at month 6 because they found the perfect home in the perfect home, perfect location, which is true. So keep that in mind, is that if you are coming down here to live down here permanently, and this is a big move for you, let me know. I'll help you find a short-term rental. We can get there for 3 to 6 months, and it will make the whole experience a lot easier versus stressful along the way. And the fifth and final moving tip to Northwest Arkansas from your home state in 2024 is, and this is kind of a new thing, is sometimes pods, the pod situation is actually more affordable than another way around. Let me explain. So I've had a lot of clients move here. We're aware of this, but what I've been seeing is sometimes if you drop pods at your house in wherever you're coming from, load it up, maybe hire movers, maybe you do yourself, whatever the case is. Then they take it, longer term storage in the pod world, whether it's pods or kind of similar businesses, is much cheaper than loading up pods, picking it up, driving it directly to the home itself in Northwest Arkansas. So if you put it away for long-term storage for maybe 2-3, they call long-term storage, I think more than 60 days, I believe. Long-term storage, then at that point, what's going to happen is that your stuff's stored somewhere in America, and then you have to let them know when you want it to be dropped off, and they kind of give you a window of time frame. It's a lot cheaper for you on your end just to be able to do that versus maybe you don't necessarily know where you want to end up. Maybe you don't have a house picture yet, which is why a short-term rental is great. So keep that in mind, is that one option is to do the pod route, load up the pods, and pick them up, put them somewhere in America, I hope, and then they deliver it within a window time frame of where you end up wanting to be in Northwest Arkansas. So keep that in mind. I've seen a lot of clients save a lot of money doing that versus trying to rearrange and get things unloaded here in storage units, reloading the vehicles out of the storage unit, bring them to the home. So you get the photo, you get the idea, it's the whole thing. So keep that in mind. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. It is chock full of so many cool things. 72-page guide of all the things from city to city to city about all the different places about Northwest Arkansas. It comes with my 3-day itineraries. It comes with stickers. It comes with postcards. It comes with a brand new coloring book. If you want to have all that information shipped right to your home, like literally goes into a box, shipped right to your home, enter your information below, name, address, where's the package going to? Enter all the information below and make sure you get the package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking, okay? It is my favorite for the F word. Free! So enter your information below and make sure to get that package shipped to you right away. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar would go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. Alright guys, see you next one.